We've all been there. Something you didn't plan for. It's your health, your spouse, your job, something that now stands in the way. As Mike Tyson reminds us, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. Anyone can make a plan, but very few can execute when the pressure's on. Well, imagine having a way to handle things that get in the way, even turn the obstacle into an opportunity. Welcome to A Call to Rise. I'm your host, Joel Landy, founder, entrepreneur, former naval officer, and this is where we help you build resilience, which is the ability to manage high levels of challenge and disruption while maintaining high levels of effectiveness and well-being. Because goals without setbacks are uncommon and big plans without resilience are just not happening. So if your job or life demands staying and playing at a high level, you're exactly where you need to be. So let's jump in. Thanks for joining us. This is episode 1. I'm so fired up. The vision. All about achieving greater potential. This is what today's conversation is about. And again, I want to thank you for joining us. It's inside of you. You just need the right person to bring it out. How many of you believe that? I hope you do. You just need the right person to bring it out. Some of us have been fortunate to find that person, and many of us haven't, even though we believe this statement. And man, what a score, right? If you think back and there was somebody in your life, and I want you to do that right now, that moved you toward your potential, right? So maybe it was a football coach, could have been a science teacher, maybe it was your parent, it could have been a brother or a sister, but someone got you past your fear, your excuses, the half-truths that you were telling yourself, somebody who helped you believe there was something greater possible for you, not someone else, which is where we get tricked into thinking. So my story very quickly, in 2017, I crashed a motorcycle on the racetrack at a track day in Southern California in Fontana. The crash was jarring, but the aftermath completely rocked me. It did the much deeper damage. The doctors, I remember them reading my MRI, completely drained the confidence right out of me. It scared the life out of me. They told me I was going to be a paraplegic. I was physically intact, but mentally I was paralyzed. The passion that I had poured into mastering the sport over 7 years evaporated almost overnight, or at least my mind was convincing me of that. I had a fight on my hands. I had a comeback. The ripple effect was real. As my confidence drained, everything was affected around me. My business began to tank. It lost momentum. My marriage was really strained. I just wasn't the same person. I wasn't the same Joel that defied the odds, took the risks. I became cautious. I was hesitant. I started to second guess myself for the first time in my life. And then the first big reframe occurred. Believe the diagnosis, don't believe the prognosis. And I had to say, okay, I have a real problem on my hand, but right now I've got to think differently about the problem. And then the second reframe happened 8 years later. I decided to go to the racetrack into the slowest group. I chose to show up at a racetrack day, not as an ex-racer with something to defend, but a man willing to learn again. By letting go of this old story of who I was and where I thought I needed to be and the pressure that came with it, I rode free that day. And for that day, success was reconnecting with my bike at the track and the part of me that loves the sport without the need to force it or prove anything to anybody. And that really opened the door for me to conquer that demon. And that's what this conversation today is about. 8 years of mental clutter that day just evaporated. It was amazing. I literally hit a life reset button on that day. And I think that's available for you too. And it solidified the vision for A Call to Rise, right? I'm here to help others continue to deliver at or near their highest potential. And this podcast is designed to unbox the map and the methods and the mindset to help you successfully make a comeback somewhere. And the cool thing is you get a tribe of men committed to sharpening your edge as you reclaim your full commitment to returning back to your potential. So if life or your job or demands staying and playing at a high level, you're exactly where you need to be. And you don't need to play injured. You can get healthy again, because goals without setbacks are uncommon, and big plans without resilience are just not going to happen. And I think that needs to sit. Resilience will always play a role in getting you to the next level. And A Call to Rise can help you build it. And so thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. This is step 1. This is episode 1. So fired up you took the time to listen to this. Yes, this is a short episode. It probably will be the shortest. But we wanted to share why A Call to Rise has come to be what it is, and it has influenced others, and we're confident that it can also play a role in influencing you as well. Thanks for joining us. If today's conversation challenged you, it's a real signal to do the work. The work is no longer an option. Don't push that feeling away. It's reminding you of the cost of playing small. You know, success is easy when things go well, but resilience, well, that's cultivated when things go sideways. Make sure you're subscribed, and if this episode has brought you value, pass it on. It's how we grow the tribe. We'll be back in a week. Until then, I'll see you next time. And here is your call to rise. Rise up so that others can rise.